Casa program was basically the perfect program at the perfect time. When I was looking into study abroad programs, I wanted something that was different from most of the ones that were being offered. And what the Casa has is various components of, well, of course, the academic part, very interesting classes, social justice component, being out in communities, learning from the reality of the country we're immersed in this case El Salvador, and also the community living, which was very important, a very important component of the study abroad experience.
Casa impacted me a lot on many levels, but I would say most specifically in what it means to accompany people and sit and talk and relate with people on a level that is very personal and calm and relaxed, and to work with them from that point.
I think something that has impacted me greatly is my understanding of community. Living in intentional community at the Casa is one thing, but then looking at how we're all a part of this much larger community, I think is what impacted me most fully. You know, looking from families to larger school units and then globally. So I think that's where I've really been able to learn the most.
It's crazy to think about. It's been about a year or more, a year and a half since I was in El Salvador, and I would say it's an experience that has still stuck with me. And over time, it's different aspects of my 4 months there have stood out to me. And I think at this point, what stood out to me the most is the relationships I was able to develop with some of the Salvadorans. The first person who comes to mind is Mari, the Salvadoran scholarship college student who was living in our home. And I think the friendship that she and I formed in our time there has meant a lot to me over time. And I think when I think about El Salvador and what impacted me so much about that experience was really learning about not only the history and the culture of people, but also the suffering and the joy that comes with that history and their stories. And I think being broken down by the experience, being exposed to realities that I have never experienced and probably will never experience, but then also being put back together. It's learning about this hope, this power that people have to be able to continue forward, and more than anything, to be able to connect together, live together, grow with each other, and I think this truth that it is possible for some community to form in this world where change can happen, whether it's monumental change or just the change that happens within special relationships that are formed.